Okay, so Chiwetel, I really enjoyed the movie. Now,
Thank you.
in Maleficent, we see many false narratives being said about Maleficent that she has to debunk.
Sure.
Was there ever a false narrative that you came across in your career that you felt you had to debunk?
Not really. No,
At least you're honest about it. I mean, that's good. It's better than the opposite.
yeah. No, I'm just thinking. Not specifically. No. I mean, I suppose there are always interpretations of things that you might say and ways that you've said things and so on that get sort of just get interpreted, maybe not in the way that you entirely meant it to be, but all of those things for me have been relatively minor, actually. So
Okay.
it's not. I've never had that sense of panic that I've been misrepresented in some sort of meaningful way out in the world.
It's good. Well, it's good to hear.
I'm very happy to be able to say that. Actually, I'm quite fortunate.
It
in that
seems
way.
rare.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, one of the things that I really love about whenever I watch you work, there's always a lot of earnestness, there's honesty in the role. It just feels very genuine, every performance that you've given. And even in this film, you're very much the moral compass of the movie. And I was curious to know in your life, who's been that kind of guiding light, that moral compass in your life?
Well, I've been very fortunate to have, a few. I would say my parents and my grandparents, were, very, very much the sort of the moral focus and the moral compass. And when I spent some time in Nigeria, I was, before my grandfather passed, we had a long time of being able kind of to talk about his life and his experiences. He was born he was born exactly 100 years ago this year. So
Wow.
yeah, so we were able to talk about his experiences through the 40s and the 50s and the 60s in Nigeria, and through the civil war in Nigeria in the late 60s, and just understanding the trials and tribulations of him and my parents when they were very young, and just and what the things that they had to go through, and the focus and the personality and identity, and depth of personality that some of those things required, was definitely a very strong guiding force for me.
Now, one quote that you said a while back in an interview was that, in regards to acting, was that it's important to understand what scares you.
Yeah.
And in this film, we see the humans scared of what's beyond in the forest. Why do you think people in general are afraid of the things that they don't understand?
Well, I think that there's that sort of what we think of, now as a sort of human instinct of kind of being worried about everything, of being kind of scared about everything. I think is a kind of learnt behavior. I think that there are probably still sort of two groups of people in the world: those who see other human beings and feel excited about it, about the prospect of that connection and interaction, and those who feel that they need to protect whatever that they have, away from other people. And I think that the former is obviously the better way to go, and the hope is that more people kind of engage with that idea that you can that there's more to learn, more to love, more to gain from integrating, than segregating.
Absolutely agree with that. And last question before I let you go. Your career has expanded so many years. You've worked with so many directors. You've achieved so much in your career.
Thank you.
What is that motivating factor for you to continue? Because I know you just directed a film, and what is that thing that kind of keeps that motor going for you?
I think I love telling stories, and I think I always have, and I've always found it such a rich form of expression, of human expression, of artistic expression, to tell stories to other people, because I also love to hear stories and watch stories and engage with stories. I think it's a powerful way to communicate and to hopefully make better of our world.
Well, again, it's an absolute pleasure. You're honestly one of my favorite actors. Really, it's an honor and a privilege, and again, you did great.
Thank you. Thanks very much.